What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Lakers Report. My name is Patrick Siepman. As a disappointing day for Los Angeles as they struck out on Klay Thompson as he did sign with the Dallas Mavericks in a sign and trade that went down earlier today. So I'll be giving you guys my thoughts on that and also talking about what's next for the Lakers. Could it be DeMar DeRozan? That's looking like the only option still out there. But before we dive into that, never miss anything around NBA free agency here with the Lakers Report. Make sure you guys are subscribed here to our channel. We just crossed over 53,000 subs, so seriously, thank you guys so much for that milestone. Absolutely awesome. But hey, if the Lakers do end up making a move for DeMar DeRozan, we'll have a video for you guys ASAP. So hit that subscribe button and lock us in. So, Klay Thompson did sign with the Dallas Mavericks on a 3-year, $50 million deal, but right after that news broke, we were getting a report that said the Lakers were willing to offer Klay $80 million over 4 years. It's coming in from Anthony Irving. And when I heard that, I immediately thought of this. This isn't the same Lakers. Like, this isn't the same team that when Shaq and Kobe, with Magic Johnson, when you think of the Lakers, you think of the glitz and glamour of the NBA. This is not the situation anymore. The fact that Klay Thompson had a chance to come here, play next to LeBron James, Anthony Davis, put on that Lakers uniform, the same uniform his dad wore, and the fact he decided to take less money to go down and play with the Dallas Mavericks, and maybe you could be saying, well, the Mavericks have a better chance to win the title. I totally understand that. But it is still the Lakers. And the point I'm trying to make here is even with, dating back to Dan Hurley turning down the Lakers job and them having to settle for J.J. Redick, I think the Lakers, front office and honestly fan base needs to show more self-awareness and realizing this isn't the same Lakers team that we saw, all throughout the rest of NBA history. I think the Lakers are in a serious bad spot. It's a family-run business at this point, and I think it's, just telling that Klay Thompson chose less money to go to Dallas. But it was Chris Haynes that broke the news of, Klay, reaching an agreement to join the Dallas Mavericks on a 3-year, $50 million deal. Does require a sign and trade. The only details we know so far is that the Mavericks are also going to get 2 second-round picks from the Charlotte Hornets, as they're also sending Josh Green over there. No news on what the Warriors are receiving in this deal, but, obviously when we get that news, we'll share it with you guys. But, if the Lakers could have got Klay Thompson, I think he would have been great. And even though it is not the same LeBron James from when he was back in Cleveland, back in Miami, and he was working out of that low post, and you just had 4 shooters around him, like he could, pick his pick his own, shot, and either it's a kick out to a wide open 3 or it's him getting to the bucket. I still think Klay would have excelled in that role, even though LeBron, wouldn't have been, the same player he once was. But I think Klay would have been great on the Lakers. Just having another catch-and-shoot guy next to Davis, next to LeBron. And also, if you would have kept D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, those guys are pretty damn good at finding open shooters. I think it would have made a whole lot of sense. But Klay, he was probably just looking at the situation in Dallas and saying, Luka, that's a player in his prime. I'm going to go play next to him and, maybe rejuvenate my career a little bit. But more news on this. Apparently, LeBron James is coming in from Windy. He called Klay when free agency opened, and we've gotten reports that LeBron is going to be possibly open to taking a discount for the Los Angeles Lakers if they could go get a guy like Klay, DeMar DeRozan, or whoever it may be. So pretty interesting there that LeBron was recruiting Klay to come to Los Angeles, and I just kind of chuckle at it because we got the reports that LeBron wasn't involved in the J.J. Redick coaching hire. LeBron wasn't involved in the Russell Westbrook move, and then you get this, that LeBron's calling Klay, at the top of free agency. I don't know. It's just a little funny to me. But also more on the Lakers trade front here. This is coming in from Anthony Irwin. Apparently the Lakers have been talking to Portland Trailblazers about a Jeremy Grant trade, where he said, I'm told the Lakers and Trailblazers have been in consistent talks on a deal for Jeremy Grant. I wouldn't call it particularly imminent, but the sides have definitely been active most of today. Quick thoughts on Jeremy Grant. I just don't agree with the fit next to LeBron and Anthony Davis. I think the Lakers need a scoring guard. They need somebody that can shoot over the top of the defense and also just be a better playmaker, because what have the Lakers struggled with so much over the last couple of postseasons is having a true lead point guard, run the ship for Bron and AD. Jeremy Grant necessarily, that doesn't do anything for me. I don't think it really moves any, type of needle. Big fan of Jeremy Grant as a player. I think he gets it done on, both sides of the floor, but just a fit with the Lakers doesn't really make any sense. And then also, let's kick it to D'Angelo Russell here. what's the plan with him? Like, we got reports that they're willing to, get involved with the sign and trade with D'Lo, and they're looking for, trade suitors and all that. But, like, I just don't understand. Obviously him opting into that $18 million deal, the Lakers couldn't do anything about that. But if I was the Lake Show and I was in that front office, I would be trying to ship him off my basketball team as soon as you can. D'Lo, he's a great regular season player. I mean, you see his stats, 18 points, 6.3 assists. You're like, damn, that's great. Really efficient as well, especially post-trade deadline. But again, another year. We get to the postseason, the turnovers, the lack of defense, him getting picked on that side of the floor. It all comes to fruition once postseason time comes around. So they got to figure out what they're doing with D'Lo. Maybe it's with a sign and trade with DeMar DeRozan. But overall, just a terrible Lakers offseason so far. So I'll ask you guys, grade the Lakers offseason. Drafted Bronny, hired J.J. Redick, and haven't done anything in free agency. I'm going to probably give this a D-. But you guys let me know. Grade the Lakers offseason for me so far. Now coming up, we are going to be getting into the latest around DeMar DeRozan as why I do think a possible sign and trade is on the table, or maybe him just signing there, potentially on a one-year deal. Now, DeMar DeRozan, we did get a report earlier that he is going to be on his way out of Chicago, so maybe the Bulls could help facilitate a team to get DeRozan to where he wants to go. But also Chris Haynes reported on the interest from the Lakers. He said it will either take a one-year deal or a sign and trade where you can get a 3-year deal going. This all has to do with, the tax aprons, first apron, second apron. And, if it is a one-year deal, it is much easier to pull this off, him coming to the Lakers, which I think is honestly more likely than not at this point. But might as well get DeMar, right? Like, you struck out on everybody else. Couldn't trade for DeJounte Murray. Couldn't land any of these big-name free agents. Didn't get Klay. Didn't get Dan Hurley. Like, yeah, you got Dalton Connect. Like, that was pretty cool. But, you drafted Bronny in the second round. Like, honestly, the Lakers have had just an awful offseason. Like, might as well try to, push some of the chips to the center of the table and go get DeMar DeRozan. And I'll ask this question to LeBron James, or just to you guys. How does LeBron want to end his career? Like, that's a serious question right now because, he hired his kid, or he didn't. He hired the person he does a podcast with. He drafted his kid. They don't do anything in free agency. He hasn't even signed his deal back with the Lakers. Like, I think LeBron just wants to be in Los Angeles. He just wants to, play the last couple of years with his son. Maybe he somehow gets Bryce on that team once he gets to the NBA as well. But, LeBron, if you want any chance to win a title this year, DeMar DeRozan might be your best choice. And listen, DeMar is still a tremendous basketball player. He really rejuvenated his career with the Chicago Bulls and making the All-Star game 2 out of the last 3 seasons, and specifically that 2021 year where the Bulls were at the top of the Eastern Conference before Lonzo Ball went down due to injury. I mean, he was averaging 28 points per game. Always has been an underrated playmaker, floating around 5 assists a night. And even when he was back in San Antonio, he almost averaged 7 assists per game in that 2020-21 season. So I think DeMar would be a great choice, but I really don't think there's a move out there for the Lakers, and I just think their title chances this next season are cooked. Because, as just a general NBA fan, I would have loved to have seen a Lakers-Celtics, NBA Finals this upcoming year if somehow the Lakers, went all in on Trae Young, somehow got DeJounte Murray, maybe they brought in Klay. Like, I just don't necessarily think there are any moves out there right now for the Lakers where they could really make a big-time impact and make a big-time difference to this roster where you're talking about them as a possible title contender. I mean, even just look at the West. OKC, they added Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein. Fantastic moves. Like, these teams are getting better even in the other conference. Like, Paul George to the Sixers. They also got Drummond, Eric Gordon. The Knicks getting Bridges. Like, all these teams are making upgrades. And, the Lakers are just kind of, sitting on their hands here. But maybe you guys got to move up your sleeve. Maybe you guys got it figured out. And, I don't know what I'm talking about. And Rob Pelinka doesn't know what he's doing. But you guys let me know. What is the next move the Lakers need to make? Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, guys, make sure you are subscribed here to the channel. We're going to keep you posted on everything around your Lakers throughout free agency. So subscribe, lock us in, and as always, go Lakers.